Kayla Stroup's journey to Lawrence began with an opportunity presented by a legendary Jayhawk known as Mr. KU.
Well, actually, it began with Fred Ellsworth. He came out to Great Bend High School and gave awards to attend KU. And so I started with Fred Ellsworth.
Once on the Hill, Kayla quickly emerged as a student leader, earning the Alumni Association's Agnes Wright Strickland Award and numerous other honors as a senior. After earning her bachelor's degree in speech and drama, she remained at KU for graduate school and began her long career as a standard bearer among women in higher education.
I picked up all of the issues around educational equity with Emily Taylor. We were doing an awfully lot of equity issues on campus, and then we were doing them in relationship to a number of tenured faculty, the students who were in engineering and business. There weren't very many women students in those fields. Emily Taylor played a central role because not only did I get to greet her when she came to KU as our new Dean of Women, then of course I worked for her for many, many years as Assistant Hall Director, Assistant to the Dean of Women, Assistant Dean of Women, Associate Dean of Women, and then the last Dean of Women.
Yes.
And that's my claim to fame. I was the last Dean of Women at KU.
Kayla was no shrinking violet. She had opinions, she had values, and they were not just something you talked about, they were something that you lived by. And I always thought of Kayla as having strong convictions about the opportunities for women in higher education.
Kayla left KU for Emporia State University, where she was the first woman vice president for academic affairs in the Regent system. In 1983, she became the first woman to lead Murray State University in Kentucky as president. In 1990, she became the first woman president of Southeast Missouri State University. And in 1995, she took on oversight of Missouri's public colleges and universities as Higher Education Commissioner. Though her leadership, experience, and knowledge led Kayla away from Lawrence, she remained connected to the Hill, continuing to share her valuable skills through many volunteer roles.
I came back often because I cared about the Alumni Association, so I served on the board of directors for the Alumni Association, and I cared about the library system, and I cared an awfully lot about women's issues, so the women philanthropies was important to me too.
In 2010, Kayla retired and returned to Lawrence, in part to give back to the university honors program she holds so dear.
Following her retirement, she was a lecturer from 2010 to 2019, and she developed a class within the honors program called Citizen Philanthropy, and providing a course that is going to teach them how to give, how to use their time and talent someday to give back to the University of Kansas is really ingenious. She is a Hall of Fame woman.
This few years teaching in the honors program has been particularly rewarding for me because that's our brightest and our best. And it was fun to serve as a mentor, particularly for women who are in fields like engineering and wanting to go to law or wanting to go into business. And then I got to teach about public service and nonprofit in the philanthropic world. I enjoyed teaching that introduction to the nonprofit world to the honors students, and then citizen philanthropy to the upper class honors students.
It was through that course, I think, that Kayla probably had the biggest impact on the students that she worked with. Not only kind of broadening their horizons and letting them see that there were all these opportunities out there, but making connections for those students, finding the right fit for them.
Kayla Stroup has continually found a fit within the honors program, giving her time and talent, as well as helping create new spaces within Nunemaker Hall.
We embarked on this project probably about a year and a half or 2 years before the first hammer was swung, and as we started to lay the foundation for renovating these spaces to make them really an integral part of the building, I remember just making an offhanded comment to Kayla one day that something along the lines of, "Wouldn't you love to name this classroom after you?" And I think she paused for maybe a half second, and she said, "Yes, I would." So it's one of the many contributions that she's made.
She's your mentor, she's your shoulder to cry on, she's your helper, she's your guidance. She was amazing with the students and is very, very missed for that.
Everything she does is service-based, and so she always kind of helped you find that way of relating it back to how you can make the best impact that still is really relevant to what you care about. She would help you find that way of tying all of it together and going after what you want to do.
In 2005, Kayla received the Distinguished Service Citation, then KU's highest honor for service to humanity. She also helped found and chair Women Philanthropists for KU. She guided the Emily Taylor Women's Resource Center, now the Center for Women and Gender Equity, and led fundraising to establish a permanent display in the Kansas Union for the KU Women's Hall of Fame.
Kayla knows how to find people at the right points in their lives to be able to make a contribution, maybe in a way they hadn't even thought about. And I think that's an example of a true leader, somebody who sees something in someone that they may not realize they have, and nurture it and help it grow and help the person understand how they can contribute. That is a gift she has.
Women like Kayla have really paved the way for my generation and all the generations coming after us. There were tons of things that she couldn't do that I could do while I was at KU. And I don't think a lot of people in my generation understand how much was sacrificed and how much has changed since people like Kayla have been paving the way for us.